Good day, everyone. Ms. Myers, you have brought your mother, Ms. Madrigal, to court today because you claim she has no idea who your biological father is. You say your mother gave you a list of 13 possible men, and you are hoping to determine who your father is today. The court has located 2 of the 13 men and has already ordered paternity tests to be administered. Ms. Madrigal, you admit to having a laundry list of potential fathers, but hope today answers your daughter's lifelong question. Now, Ms. Myers, what were the circumstances that started your search for your biological father?
When I was 13 years old, I had a father figure in my life, and he died at that age. And, you know, when he died, I needed closure. I needed somebody to be there.
And so at 13 years old, how did you find out that there were potentially 13 different men that could be your father?
The list came from my mom telling me over approximately a year, maybe a little longer. She would always just say, you know, here's a name, you know, and I think to her it seemed like it was a joke.
Okay, Ms. Madrigal, as you're giving your daughter this list, and I do not mean this in a joking way,
right?
You couldn't narrow it down from 13?
You know, the 13 that she's named is like 13 ghosts, fabricated.
What about Pick Any Man in Seattle?
You made
so
that
where
joke.
does this Pick Any Man in Seattle?
Hold on, because any friend that she met of mine, a guy friend, she'd ask him were they her father. Really? Are you serious? So my thing is this: when she'll say, "Oh, is he my dad?" I'll say, "I don't know. Could be anybody in Seattle." Since she thinks that's what it is, absolutely.
When you're to a point
it
where
could be
you're
this guy right here.
Raised upon,
really.
Ms. Myers, in your statement, you say that your life without a father has been extremely difficult. Please explain.
I feel lost. You know, I feel confused. I don't know who I am. I don't know my heritage. I don't know what I'm completely mixed with. I don't know where I came from. I don't know nothing.
You came from me.
Yeah, I knew you're half of the family, but that's only half the story.
Nobody else matters.
That's only half the story.
Can't no man raise me better than you can, even though it doesn't even matter. So save it.
You
raised
me?
Oh, I raised you.
No, you didn't.
I raised you.
You weren't even there. So anyway.
Ms. Myers, you claim that you left home when you were 15 years old.
Yeah, I did.
Why is that? Why?
I didn't want to be around her.
You didn't get along to this degree even when you were 15 years old?
Worse than this. It's even worse than this. The only reason why I'm even somewhat civil with her is because I have an ex that used to preach to me all the time about having to be close to my mom, and I wanted to be right with God. So therefore, for God. She won't even allow.
That's a good one. Use God. You damn devil, use God.
I'm the devil. You're the devil. You're the devil. You
Do you realize
crazy.
that you just stood in this court and called your daughter a devil?
Basically. Because
You
all this is
can't mean
unnecessary.
that.
It's all unnecessary. It really is. All this is for her to find out what she wants to know. That's what matters. All the rest of this knocking me, making me out to be some kind of tramp and all that, it needs to stop.
Do you feel like all your life, the way it has turned out, the situation you find yourself in, your relationship with your mother, is this all because you didn't have that father in your life that you wanted, or that you
That's
didn't
how I feel.
know who your father is?
I feel like I didn't have a mother, and I felt like I didn't have a father.
You got to understand, I didn't have to have you. I chose to have you.
All 4.
So don't do that.
And now that takes us back to determining who your father is.
That's right.
Because in this dance, we at least know it does take 2 to tango.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Madrigal, you do admit that there were multiple partners at the time that Ms. Myers was conceived?
Of course, but you got to realize I was 17. So any calculation within that time, I could have been way off and not known. Because by the time I found out, I was 4 months pregnant with her. You see what I'm saying? So there could be a list of whomever. It's the timing. It's in the timing. Okay.
The list that is missing out of my diary.
Really, Monica?
Yeah,
the list that you fabricated, the 13 ghosts you got in the book?
Where's it at? It's gone.
You know, ask your brother. Ask your brother.
Ms. Myers, what is that diary you're holding up?
That's my diary that I've had since I was 13 years old. That's where I started my list, is in that. And all of a sudden, my pages are missing.
Hold on.
She had to bring it out here.
Okay, we've got to figure out whether 2 of the men that the court has identified is in fact Ms. Myers' father. Your statement to the court says that you've met the 2 out of the 13 that the court has administered tests to, Mr. Keith McCraney and a Mr. Derek Smith. You smiled at one or both of those names?
It's an evil smile and a happy smile.
An evil smile and a happy smile. Well, who's the evil smile for?
Keith.
Keith. So I take it we don't care for him.
I don't like him. I hate him with a passion.
Wow.
Did you see?
Why do you feel that way?
He's just inappropriate with me. When I'm at the airport, he's talking about how sexy I am.
But you are. You're beautiful. So, I mean, what's that? Maybe a compliment?
A compliment? Ooh, girl, you are so sexy.
He meant
What the
that as,
hell?
look how pretty you are. I mean, save that. Don't do that.
I'll tell you what, we're going to meet Mr. McCraney, so please come to the witness stand here and sit with me. And Jerome, if you could please step out and get the witness for me, Mr. Keith McCraney and his daughter, Carmen.
Oh, great.
Wow. I cannot believe what I just heard. Like, for real.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Mr. McCraney, thank you for coming to join us and submitting to the paternity testing. I want to ask you first, you do know Ms. Myers' mom, Ms. Madrigal.
Yes, I did.
Please state how you met her.
You know, we got together. She came over. She told me she thought I was sexy, whatever, good looking. Okay, we had sex. It was a 3-minute thing. You know, 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
She confirmed it. He swore to tell the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Okay. So, how did you find out that Ms. Madrigal was pregnant?
I did not know she was pregnant, Your Honor. I'm walking downtown Seattle where we live. I see her and the baby at the fountain. I said, oh, cute baby, who is she? She said, my daughter.
And you giggle?
Yes, yes.
Why?
I couldn't believe it, you know, 3 minutes. I understand it doesn't take that, but...
So you
only takes 2
instantly
seconds to
knew
get pregnant?
that it was your 3 minutes of fame that had gotten her there?
Well, Your Honor,
That's not how it
also
happened.
I also found out, Your Honor, that when she left my house, she went to another man's house.
Sure did.
And the same
Sure
thing
did.
happened the same day.
That was the plan in the first place.
The same day.
Yeah. This wasn't planned. Keith
Same
and I
day.
weren't planned. That's what I'm saying. My friend was
Your
going
Honor,
there to meet up
her
with his
and the
cousin.
same friend
That's
that
how
was
it
at my
happened.
house was at his house. That's how I know it was the same day.
Right.
Okay. So when is the first time you remember meeting Mr. McCraney?
I was 13 and I was going into 14.
Now, your mother, Ms. Madrigal, stated that you spent the weekend at one of his girlfriend's
Yes.
house.
I stayed the night over with him and his girlfriend and her kids.
Yes.
Come to find out that one of her kids was his child, but that she was in question at the time and they had to be tested years later.
Everyone.
I'll never forget. I told my mom, I said, you've got to be kidding me. I said, Mom, this ugly is my dad.
Now, wait a minute. First
she
of
was
all,
much younger. She was much
you
younger.
may not watch your language around your mother, but you got to watch your language in this court. Now, that's inappropriate and disrespectful.
Your Honor,
Mr. Craney, your daughter is here, and Ms. Vernon, you have held on like I've asked you to, but I want to understand from you why you feel so strongly about Ms. Myers.
Okay, well, as far as Monica's concerned, she's talking about, oh, he's this and he's that. Well, if that's the case, then how come you got his picture on Facebook with you and your mom talking about, oh, yeah, well, is this person my dad and blah, blah, blah.
I did that because I wanted people
but
to see.
if he's such a bad guy, then why would you even
I don't want
put him on
nothing to do with
Facebook
it
and say, oh, yeah, well, is he my
Because I don't want to
dad?
expose him of what he really
But you
is.
did expose him.
And what is
But you
that?
did expose him on
And what is
Facebook
that
to a
besides a good
stranger.
father?
You're
Besides
good
a good
father. You weren't
father.
even in Carmen's life.
Let's get to
I don't
the
want
facts.
nothing to do with him, his family, her. She done started all this problems where her family got her cousins trying to fight me.
They did. They've all treated her bad, and you admit they did, Keith.
Yes,
they did.
yes, yes.
Nobody wanted to claim her, but claim all your other possible kids.
I know you are upset with her or what she maybe posted on Facebook about your father.
Because like I told her, when I talked to her, I was like, that's just ratchetness. That is just some scandalous
That's
stuff.
ratchet?
Yes, it's
I'm
ratchet.
ratchet because
It's ratchet.
I was made
It's
of-
ratchet.
of-
But
of
besides
these
that, you don't know
and
you're living
who
with these two. If there's 13
I'm ratchet because
possibilities,
I was
if
made
there's
of
13
ratchet.
possibilities,
Let's get it together.
These guys at me like I'm the one that was laying down sleeping with people. I'm the one that was made.
Miss Myers,
okay?
I understand.
I'm the one that was made.
Miss Myers, look at me, look at me. I understand you're hurt. There's not a person sitting in here today that could imagine being in your position. Tell me what you feel.
No, I don't know why you're crying.
Because I shouldn't have to go through this.
Monica,
I'm 26 years old with my own kids.
It doesn't matter because I'm your mama and I'm your daddy, and that's what I've been. So
No,
I don't
you're
care
not
what
my
nobody
daddy.
else
You ain't
thinks.
my mama.
You
You
can
ain't been my
save
mama
it.
or my
You can
daddy.
save it. You
So
can
I'm
tell
not
these people what
hearing
you
it.
want. They don't live in my shoes. I raised you and I raised you right. So all this other doesn't
you
even matter.
didn't.
I would die for you. So stop the rest.
Ms. Madrigal, you're very emotional as well.
Nobody. First of all, don't attack my child. And I know you guys don't mean it. You guys are upset too. It's my child.
We realize now that Mr. McCraney is not the man that you would like to be your father ultimately.
No.
We do have another gentleman here that has also submitted to the paternity testing. And at this time, the court would like to hear from him. Jerome, if you could please escort Mr. Derek Smith in, and Mr. McCraney and Ms. Vernon, feel free to have a seat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Derek.
Mr. Smith, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good,
Thank
Judge.
you for joining us. We're really glad that you could be here today, and we appreciate you submitting to the DNA testing because this court realizes that you are one of two men here today that we've identified that could potentially be Ms. Myers' father. And you do know that there still could potentially be 11 more per Ms. Myers' statement.
Yes, I do.
And now, how did you come to meet or have a relationship with Ms. Madrigal?
Around the age 19 to 20, we had a brief encounter of sex. And then one day I seen Samantha and she gave me a baby picture and told me that you're possibly the father of this child. And then I did not see her for quite a long time after that. One day I was coming out of a building and Samantha drove up with Monica in the back seat and said, there's your dad right there.
No, that first of all, I didn't walk up to you to picture. You seen her and asked me, was that your child, because of her eyes. You did that. Don't do that. You couldn't even remember where it happened. That's what's so
That's
funny.
because it was so brief and you were so fast, you know?
Yeah, whatever. I was so fast.
You were all over the place, Samantha, and you know it. That's why there were, what, 13, maybe 20?
You were DJ Quick, my friend. You couldn't keep it. That's your problem.
Yeah, okay.
My thing is you
No, you were just too slutty, that's why.
You couldn't remember where it was.
Oh, well.
That's how sad
She
that
was.
is.
Conversation back to the issue at hand, which is Ms. Myers. When you came in, you hugged. Tell me a little bit about that. How have you developed a relationship?
Well, I talked to her on the phone a lot, and I even helped her move into her new home, and I've met her children.
We've had a good relationship. He's been everything that I want as a father.
You do feel it's a possibility that you could be her father?
I mean, I think we look a lot alike.
Do you see the resemblance? Do you see it?
I see
Well,
it right
we both
here,
have big
standing
foreheads,
right
kind
here.
of.
You know, I think we've heard enough, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to find out the results.
It is. Let's find out.
Remember, there have been 2 men that have been tested, and we have 11 others in question. But it very well may be that one of these 2 gentlemen could be your father. So, Jerome, if you please hand me the envelope, the first one. So this is to see if Mr. Derek Smith is in fact the father of Ms. Myers. I know you're hoping that he in fact is. The DNA test results show that Mr. Smith, you are not Monica's father.
I never thought I'd have to hear that. I still love you, though.
It's okay.
I promise that.
I'll still be there for you, okay? Whatever you need, I'll be there for you.
I still love you. For real.
How do you feel, Ms. Myers?
Scared. Terrified right now. Because it cannot be him.
Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. Ms. Mr. Smith, if you could take a seat, and Mr. McCraney, please step to the podium. Thank you. Jerome, please hand me the second envelope. Thank you. When it comes to Miss Monica Myers, Mr. Keith McCraney, it has been determined by this court that you are the father.
There it is.
Did you faint, Mr. McCraney?
I
I don't
what?
believe that at all.
Whoa.
No. They must have got their test mixed up
You
or
are
something
the father.
backstage. There's no way. They must have got their test mixed up or something.
Whoa.
I don't believe that at all.
Thank you for coming back in, Miss Myers. I know you're upset.
I hate him. I hate his family,
hold on.
man.
Can I say something? Can I please? Monica, regardless to whatever Keith has been through in 26 years, Keith wasn't always gone through what he's gone through.
Wow.
You think I just jump in there with anybody, Ugmos or something? Come on, Keith was one of the finest people in
I don't
Bellevue.
care. That
Please.
family has rejected me so much that
that's
there's
true.
no rekindling the pain they've caused for me.
That's true.
I don't
rejected
deserve
you.
none of this. I didn't deserve it from the jump.
I recognize that you have been a victim,
I had to do
but
all
it's
this
your
living by
choice
myself.
as to whether you continue to be one. Now, you came here for an answer. It wasn't the answer you wanted, but you got the answer. And from the way it looks, from my vantage point, you've got 4 people in your life right now that have said to you, our hearts and our doors are still open for this girl.
Still. They were
Are still
never
open.
open.
But they are now.
For real. What'd you say to me
Never.
at the airport?
Hey, sexy.
What
Yes, I
else?
said
What
that.
else?
That's
He
it.
says the
What
same
else?
thing to me
That's
all
it.
the
Yeah,
time.
okay,
That's
go
it.
ahead.
Well,
That's it.
Ms. Myers, he might not have meant a sexual undertone or energy behind that word. He might have just meant to say, you look beautiful today. And that's something you've got to learn as a man now that you are a father of girls.
Yes.
And you've got to fix that.
I'm gonna try.
You've got to find out what's appropriate and inappropriate, and you've got to take heed. Are you understanding me?
Yes, I do.
All right, now going forward, it's up to you all to clean this up. Take care. I'll be checking on you. Court is adjourned.
And I hope that any other kids that are going through this, any adults that are afraid to come out and tell their story and do this, I hope all of you guys come and get closure for you so you don't have to feel how I feel. I don't think no child deserves this.